From Los Angeles, the Lakers in command. They lead big. The Milwaukee Bucks had them down to within a 2-point difference at one point, but then the Lakers felt that heavy breath of the Milwaukee, and they start to put it down, and they outscored them 13-2. But Milwaukee's Marcus Johnson had a very fine first half.
Well, Marcus Johnson had 15 points, 8 of them in the first period, 7 in the second. He got them started, kept them close for a while. Bridgman chipped in, but it was plays like that that got Johnson on the offensive glass and got him going and gave his team a good shot in the arm. But they need play like that from Johnson. They need to control the tempo of the ball game. You see the leaders there with Marcus Johnson on top, Bridgman with 7 points. All of those coming at the top of the second period.
Moncrief, Lanier 6, Lister 4, and Archibald and Pressey a couple apiece. At the other end, Magic Johnson was just that, magic. He's always magic. He had 10 assists in the first half, and look at how he threads the needle.
Well, the length of the court passes, he was all over the place. That's just one example of Magic Johnson finding the open man. They had easy opportunities for everybody involved, and I think one of the keys for them, this player right here, Mike McGee, and his ability to be very active and find open players as they ran the ball up the floor at every opportunity to find some easy hoops. Jamal Wilkes came up with some big numbers on all of them late in the period. 13 points for Jamal Wilkes, 9 in the closing part of the second period, 13 leading a very balanced parade for the Los Angeles Lakers.
So the Lakers, as you see the numbers, come up with a good first half, lead Milwaukee 62-45, out-rebounded Milwaukee 20-16, outshot them 58% to 50%. And again, you saw the Lakers scoring, and we are just about ready to get underway. Now you see all the halftime statistics here, and that's what it turns out to be. Milwaukee not going to their outside shot nearly as much as Los Angeles, and the Lakers running off of rebound opportunities, setting up their fast break. And interesting in the turnovers, Steve, 11-6, Milwaukee, too many.
Well, the killer about the 11-6 is it turns into 13 points. The Lakers make 6 turnovers and only give up 6 points in the turnovers, so that's a big difference. But I think we're going to have to see Milwaukee come out and challenge whoever has the basketball and then try to push it up the court and perhaps get them some easier opportunities inside. They start with Lister.
And Lister on the miss. McGee comes away with a rebound. Magic Johnson, Lanier out on him. Now they'll have to fan out and get back to their men. That's Jamal, good shooter. Not this time. And look at Kareem over Archibald. Takes the swing hook and is fouled on the play.
He got a good bump from Bob Lanier that time. Lanier realizing he was in trouble. Kareem trying to go for his favorite weapon, the sky hook. Lanier made sure he never got any kind of rhythm, gave him a good bop. He swung it up there anyway, trying to perhaps get it to go down and get that lucky bounce and get a three-point play. He's on the line for 2.
For Bob Lanier, that's personal foul 1. Milwaukee with 1 as a team. And Kareem, normally a pretty good free throw shooter. He's improved considerably over the years. Misses on the first. 72% career. Last year, 75% for the 6-time MVP. 13-year All-Star in his 14 years in the league. There's some final scores here, Steve, and we'll pass those along to our viewers. I'm sure that there's some interest. Archibald works it down. He's 6 feet against McGee, who is like 6'5". Marcus Johnson. And Lister tried to give him a screen and then roll to the hoop. And Kareem almost an open back, not quite. No goaltending. Yes, they've sang goaltending now. Late call by Darryl Garrettson. Kansas City 101, Washington 100. Knicks 94, Indiana 87.
Well, we've seen that bounce pass before, and he just manages to fly it in there to Wilkes. He gets it up on the glass. They get a goaltend. They get a hoop. They've scored 3-0 here early in the ball game. Milwaukee has to come out here at the top of the period and establish their offense and some defensive aggressiveness. Otherwise, it's going to be a long night. Steal by Magic Johnson. Should be 2.
McGee. And a 22-point Los Angeles lead. They're running away with it here. And the Bucks will take a timeout. 10:44 to play. What they need is little Charlie Chris, who you saw in the background, but he's on the injured list and won't be ready until their game Thursday night in San Diego. He had 20 against the Lakers here last year and ignited a comeback. We'll be back. Lakers by 22. Likes to try and get that other coach to play his game. And let's see what Pat Riley goes for. Here's Lister. Swing hook, miss. Kareem with a rebound. Magic knocked down. Lister falling on top of him. Everybody seems to be all right. They're tangled up back here in the backcourt. So they play 4-on-4 temporarily. Now Lister gets back down on Kareem. Magic tries to shoehorn one through the crowd. Milwaukee with it. Bridgman in, up to Archibald. And Tiny's got a couple. 67-47. And the official with a momentary time. So you've got 6'7" Marcus Johnson, 6 foot Tiny Archibald, 6'4.5" Moncrief, 6'11.5" Lister, and 6'5" Junior Bridgman. Jamal Wilkes listing at 6'8" this year, so we'll call it 6'8". There they go to Jamal for Magic at 6'9". McGee 6'5", Worthy 6'9", and Kareem 7'2". Backdoor sweep. A little backdoor give and go. Jabbar's got a new contract. He seems to have a pretty clear mind. Playing very well. 22-point lead, Los Angeles.
Great ball movement. They've had the middle open on several chances, and they've gotten the ball inside for high percentage shots, and that's really been the difference in the ball game. Movement of the ball. Notice the doubling up here, and the Lakers have had very little of that. Lister with another forced shot. Worthy with the rebound. Almost throws it away, and as a matter of fact, he does. And
not too many turnovers for Los Angeles. The Lakers so far have only turned it over 7 times.
And you take a look at it, we got a 20-second timeout. Magic has nothing on Kareem.
So the 22nd timeout called by Milwaukee. See it again. Look at the back door. Sweet give and go. 69-47 is the score of the basketball game. The Los Angeles Lakers. Pat Riley has done a nice job since taking over for Paul Westhead. And well respected, well received by his players and the fans. This cable cast is presented by authority of the National Basketball Association. Any rebroadcast or other use of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the NBA or USA is prohibited. Moncrief, Archibald, Lister, Marcus Johnson, Junior Bridgman for Milwaukee. They step out, switch up defensively. Moncrief. Lister over the back of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You can really see that Kareem has worked on the weights. That's definition. Worthy. Magic Johnson again.
Easy opportunities. The Lakers just beating Milwaukee down the floor. Johnson looks a bit tired with the bad leg. He's got a wrap on it now. He's got a knee pad on it. They're just not changing it quick enough. Moncrief seems to be bothered by his injuries. Archibald's going to come out of the game. Paul Pressey, who has the ability to attack the ball very well at the defensive end, Bridgman from the outside.
Well, this is a problem Milwaukee may have all year long, Steve. This is not a young team. Once they start getting some injury problems, it could sweep through the team like a flu.
Yeah, that's the problem tonight. Too many inside opportunities. They're just not moving fluidly, not talking on defense, and everything the Lakers is shooting is in the painted area. It's a 5-foot shot for them. They try to come inside the Lakers. Marcus Johnson out the other side. Tough left-handed shot.
Tough left-handed shot. 22 Los Angeles lead was 24. Blocked by Pressey. He's got good hands. Good defensive player. Swinging up to Moncrief. Yeah! Blocked. Pressey again, deflecting, and then Jamal comes down. They fan it out, give him room. Worthy changes up as Lister tried to come over and take his angle away from him, but he changed it up on the way down. And the Lakers are putting on a clinic here tonight. 75-51 Los Angeles.
The Lakers have those kinds of athletes that can put on a clinic tonight. Everything is right for them, and Milwaukee's a little flat. They have to find a player that's going to step to the front and carry him. Perhaps that's going to be Moncrief, who normally takes the challenge. He's struggling tonight, and they're down by 22.
He only has 8. 75-53. Milwaukee looks like they're playing with heavy hands on.
Heavy feet.
Heavy feet. Divers boots. Pressey making the mistake, trying to take it up on the big guy, and lost it on the way up. Incidentally, that Knicks-Indiana score was fine. 94-87 New York. To Kareem, for McGee.
See the ball movement there. Magic Johnson, long pass. Mike McGee gets himself under control, finds Kareem in the middle. Again, high percentage. That kind of stuff will let you shoot 75% for a ball game.
Magic Johnson with 10 steals in the ball game. This Laker team can get the hand on the ball. They had 23 steals in one game last year, which was an NBA high.
10 steals for Magic?
I said 4, I'm sorry. Did I say 10? Scramble eggs for brains here today.
Well, he's probably got 10 assists, and that's easy to confuse. They've been stealing a lot of balls. Moncrief has now got 2 hoops in a row for Milwaukee.
77-55. Los Angeles. Too many steps they call. Randy Brewer will come in. Now will go out and Lister. And let's see, Moncrief will stay out there with Marcus Johnson, the rookie Randy Brewer from Minnesota. He's 7'3". Junior Bridgman on Jamal Wilkes. Magic is playing on Marcus Johnson. That's kind of an interesting matchup. Michael Cooper has come in now to play on Moncrief. There's Brewer. Brewer can hook it with either hand.
Well, they've got to move the ball before the double team comes. They let it come, and then they end up with taking a jumper from the outside. Pressey misses, and the Lakers get in a breaking situation.
And nobody underneath the rebound. And now Don Nelson will take another timeout. He is really unhappy with his ball club. 79-55. With 6:20 to play in the third, the Los Angeles Lakers are running wild. We'll be right back. We'll take a break and return after this. Eastern, the 76ers and the Atlanta Hawks go to the hardwood against one another. And it'll be another edition of Thursday Night NBA. Join us on USA for another edition of Thursday Night Basketball this coming Thursday night. Philadelphia and Atlanta.
Well, Eddie, what you say at the top of the show, run and go, jam it down your throat. That's what the Lakers are doing. Kareem tries to make it feel, deflects the ball off Randy Brewer, and they get the basketball. And you just see that they're just more aggressive right now. Another quick exchange. Mike McGee again.
They're playing with them now. 81-55. 6 minutes to play here in the period. Milwaukee's got to go from here to San Diego, then to Phoenix, and then to Denver on successive nights. Won't be easy. Never is easy out west. And a whistle and a foul off the ball. I believe Michael Cooper. That's who it is. Cooper. Atlanta, incidentally, beating San Diego tonight, 107-102 in Atlanta. Chicago over Detroit, 112-110. And the Nets, 104. Sampson and Houston, 86. Brewer. Everybody got a piece of that.
He got fouled down below as he was trying to bring the ball up, and you're going to put him on the free throw line. He had great deep position. We always talk about that position, and even Brewer, who they say lacks the strength, looked like he got all ball there, but he swings it up and he'll go to the free throw line. But when you give a player that kind of position, nothing good's going to happen for you defensively. Brewer on the line.
Big Brew. Not a bad free throw shooter in college. Brewer 73%, 77% last year. MVP at the University of Minnesota, at the Big Ten scoring and in block shots. 81-57. Magic Johnson from Michigan State. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar from UCLA.
Missed that, but he just went to school with that fake to the baseline, ran across the middle, then Moncrief trying to come behind his back, couldn't control it. They throw it away, so they come away with nothing after Kareem missed the chippy inside. Johnson.
17 turnovers for Milwaukee. 83-57 Los Angeles. And the home crowd happy about this one. We'll have some great crowds here in LA to see this team this year. This is a fine basketball club.
Well, everyone was wondering whether Nixon's loss was going to hurt. Ooh!
Big Brew. Pressey. And a hanger for the kid from Tulsa.
Finish that thought whether Nixon was lost was going to hurt him, but the Lakers look awfully scary tonight.
Bridgman playing on Jamal. Tries to lay it down and go backdoor Junior with a key. Won't let him through. He'll go over the top. Try it. How's that? Kareem with a tip. Somebody's got to block out, and now Junior Bridgman is hurt. Boy, that's something Milwaukee doesn't need. Junior Bridgman is hurt. And Jeff Snedeker, the trainer, comes out. And it appears to be a wrist. I really can't tell.
Don't like the way he's holding it. Let's hope that it's not a break, but it looks like he really took a pretty good shot, and he's looking like he's really seriously hurt right there, the way that hand is falling down right now.
He's in severe pain. Junior Bridgman, 85-59. Los Angeles. Junior, a 9-year man with the Milwaukee Basketball Club. Originally drafted #1 by the Los Angeles Lakers and was part of the trade that eventually sent Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to the Lakers. Bridgman, Brian Winters, Elmore Smith, and Dave Myers to Milwaukee. That was a great trade for both teams.
Ladies and gentlemen,
4:43 to play in the third period. This Friday night, we're back in Tampa, Florida for Friday Night Boxing. Main card will feature 2 up-and-coming junior welterweights, Kel Robin and Michael Bradley. This should be a pretty good one. 2 hours of live boxing from Tampa Friday night on USA's Friday Night Boxing. Round 1 gets underway at 9 o'clock Eastern. Friday Night Boxing on USA.
We get a look at perhaps where Bridgman got injured. He was inside between Kareem and Randy Brewer when they went up to make the tip, and somehow got sandwiched. And it's a good thing he's got movement in the hand now, so we at least know that there's no break, and perhaps it's not as serious as it appeared at first. But the damage right now is being done by the guys in the yellow shirts. They have been everywhere, very active out on the floor. They've gotten great scoring balance from everybody that's come out there. The interesting thing, everybody that's played in this ball game for the Lakers has scored, with the exception of the rookie Byron Scott. He'd like to make a second appearance and make amends, but certainly they've shown that they've got that quickness and foot speed that has marked their team since Magic Johnson arrived.
5-year man, you just saw him, Magic Johnson. Kevin Greavy is in. Greavy came over from the Washington Bullets. Paul Pressey, who started several games at the end of last season, and he makes an almost mistake getting hung in the air. Back to Moncrief. And Brewer out positioned by Kareem. He'll bring it down. Feeling very frisky for a 36-year-old.
Well, in a ball game like this, you can afford to feel frisky. You got a huge lead. Mike Cooper comes back in off another feed. They can do no wrong tonight.
Jabbar had to have 43 points coming into this game tonight to go to 30,000 career points, and he's hot on the trail of Chamberlain, the all-time scorer in NBA history.
Jim Brown's coming back. If Franco Harris breaks his record, you think the Big Dipper will make a return?
Oh, there may have been a double dribble there. I think they may have missed a call. And Greavy coughs it up in another jam. Milwaukee is just out of sorts right now. They're not communicating. They haven't been since the very beginning of the ball game, but the Lakers have taken their game to Milwaukee and have just pulled them apart by pieces.
When you look at these yellow shirts, they're everywhere. They've been very active. Milwaukee's been short, forced to shoot the ball from the outside. Then they're not making this change. Mike McGee chasing that one down. Bob McAdoo.
Pressey clears it. Out to Greavy. Kareem is still down underneath. Look out on top to get it over to Brewer, and the ball's deflected by the Lakers. Swen Nader will come in. Byron Scott, they came to Los Angeles in tandem as part of the deal for Norm Nixon, and they'll come in the game here together. 3:19 to play in the third.
Tremendous hustle by Mike McGee to get this ball. McAdoo finally turns it into an offensive effort. Missed it off the glass, but that's the kind of hustle that has characterized the Laker play tonight. Moncrief.
While all that was going on, Moncrief just scored, going inside. 89-63, score of the ball game. Los Angeles.
You need to tell Sidney to come out of the phone booth.
Quickly.
And perhaps he can perform a miracle right now. The Lakers dominating the ball game, 26 points up. A steal by Moncrief, and they're on a break.
And the Lakers trying to take it right to Randy Brewer. Knocked away again. Another turnover. McAdoo.
That's good living, Eddie. There's nothing you can say about that. Moncrief makes the steal. Byron Scott, who just got in the ball game, deflects it. McAdoo has not even turned. They throw it up to him. He's got two. Greavy from the outside.
Greavy can get very, very hot. He's a streaky shooter. Knocked down by Paul Pressey. He's doing a good job of getting back in trouble. That time one of those long-range Magic passes goes awry. Knocked away by Nader, picked off by Greavy.
Now, Milwaukee has some players that have the ability to shoot the three-pointer, and I would think that they would have to take some of those, try to cut into that lead. That's not a good shot for Pressey. They'll try for another attempt, and they don't. Nader controls.
That is not one of the three-point shooters, you're right. Swen Nader, 255 pounds and not an ounce of fat, as you've heard said. He is a very strong human being. Voracious weightlifter. 91-65. They go to Nader. He's got a good hook, both hands.
He has 8 points in a ball game. He's been positive in his both appearances that he made early in the first quarter, and then coming in playing a lot in the second. You probably get a lot of time from now in, as they are up with 1:27 to go, some 93-65. Greavy.
Nice play by Milwaukee. They set the double screen, and Greavy was right there, and quickly the Lakers try to ignite to the other end. The Lakers are doing something they didn't do a lot of last year. They usually got it and went. This year they're being a little bit more selective off their rebound situations when they want to get out and go. If they don't have a good fast break opportunity, they're slowing down and going to a more disciplined style of offense. That time they didn't do it very well. Byron Scott, the rookie, couldn't quite hang on. Here comes Calvin Garrett now.
If anybody is struggling out here tonight in a yellow jersey, it has to be Byron Scott. Making some good effort, but nothing is going for him. Made one good defensive tap. Paul Pressey on the drive. Good penetration and a whistle foul on Byron Scott. 56 seconds to go here in the third period of play.
Winding down in the third. And Randy Brewer goes out, and Harvey Catchings will come in.
Again, get some strength inside. Nader a little bit overpowering for Randy Brewer. Catchings comes in. We'll see how they match up inside. But again, Milwaukee just has to be more aggressive at both ends. Moncrief, short jump shot.
Here's Byron Scott. Gets it and tries to bring it up. They leave Malone. Got to hit those. And he will in time. Great credentials. Crowd just a little uneasy right now. But they'll see him develop. He was the best pick in the draft, according to all the scouts.
Well, in a ball game like this, Byron Scott perhaps may finally find himself. They have a huge lead. He's going to get some playing time, perhaps the rest of the period, unless Milwaukee suddenly gets on the boil. Blocked by McAdoo.
Up they come. Skipped ahead and out of bounds by Cooper. I want to go back and make sure folks may have gotten a little concerned. The best guard pick in the draft. Obviously with Sampson and Rodney McRae and Stepanovic, there are a lot of people who I'm sure are aware of their talents. But Byron Scott, good big guard, came out as a hardship, and a lot expected of him.
Well, the quiet enthusiasm that Jerry West was exhibiting before the game may turn into just outright fanaticism in this ball game and the effort that they've had. They have done some sensational things as they end the period 93-67.
So we played 3 in Los Angeles, and the Lakers are showing signs of coming back and making it to that final round again this year. They're a strong ball club. We'll have the fourth period when we come back. 3 periods, Los Angeles, no question. 93-67, dominating a lead. They've scored 31 points in all 3 periods so far. Milwaukee's managed 22, 23, 22, and have not looked sharp in doing it. That's just honest reporting. The Bucks, with 3 tough games ahead of them on this road trip, San Diego, Phoenix, and Denver in successive nights, and the Lakers enjoying what has been a little stretch at home where they've won 4 in a row and are on their way to number 5. And with a substantial lead against the best defensive team in the NBA already, the Lakers have almost exceeded what the Bucks allow for 4 periods. Milwaukee gives up an average of 98 points a game for 4. And here they are tonight. They've already given up 93 in the first 3 periods. Lakers shooting 68% in the third, Milwaukee 40%. Milwaukee only shot 34% in the second period. That's where they really went to sleep in a 13-2 Laker run.
Moncrief, strong rebound, and this will be one of the few breaking situations for Milwaukee. Marcus Johnson finishes it off.
93-69. In all fairness, neither of these coaches feel that their clubs will be where they will be at the end of the year for at least another month.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Lakers can't get to it much closer than where they're going to be with this kind of play. Nader inside, easy opportunity, 2 more. He's got 8 points in the ball game.
6-11 over Harvey Catchings, 6'9½.
If the Lakers get better, then you just have to mail in their participation for the championship round.
Boy, Nader has really helped this ball club.
Greavy, 3.
He got the big one, didn't he? Did they give it to him?
Yeah.
3-pointer by Kevin Greavy.
Well, you said Greavy could get hot. He's on the boil right now. He's gotten 9 points, and that 3-pointer was his last 2, all of them from the perimeter. On a break, foul. Moncrief will go to the line.
He got down and deep there, and he had to go up and change up on the way up with the shot. Was rejected, and he draws the foul out of it. That's where Moncrief is so good. The other night against Seattle in Milwaukee, the Sonics took a 1-point lead, and Moncrief drew a foul out of Al Wood with no time remaining in the game. Calmly went to the line, made both, and Milwaukee won it by 1. But you've got to have a player like that, somebody on your club that can draw the foul when you need a couple points.
Well, you know, with a player of Moncrief's credentials and ability, certainly Al Wood was in jeopardy when he got his hands on the ball, and he was not looking to give it up. He wanted to create something. He just has been that sort of force tonight. Trying to come alive here late in the ball game, but 4 and 2 points, a 6-point half for Moncrief, 6 in the third. Now he's looking at 2 more points, and maybe they'll get rolling here. They're down 21 points, 95-74.
They double up on Scott. They're giving him a tough time as he looked a little bit uneasy handling the pressure. Nader on a delay coming up the baseline left to right. It's a set Laker play. They run it a lot. When you get in trouble, they delay the big man, and he comes in from the offside. That time right through his fingers. Well, 5-74.
They had the easy opportunity, and they just have to hope that they get a lot more miscues. They're starting to shoot the ball better. Harvey Catchings with the turnaround jump.
Yes, a 34% second period, a 40% third period does not help when Los Angeles was shooting over 65%, 68% in fact in the third period. And a lot of that is inside, high percentage shots created off of rebounding and breaks at the other end.
Tough shot by Calvin Garrett, and that's one of the few times the defense has really held up, but this is a different unit in for the Lakers. Greavy from three-point range. That's
important to mention again, a different unit for Los Angeles. Their big guns are on the bench, getting an opportunity to rest. Garrett to McAdoo. Changed that up a couple of times, didn't he? 9:44 to play here in the ball game. Los Angeles with a dominating lead right now. Junior Bridgman on the Bucks bench. Wasn't his wrist, it was his elbow. He may have gotten hit in the crazy bone. And now they have a pad on that left wrist to prevent any further injury. Maybe got a bump on the nerve. Or I'm not a doctor, so I don't even know why.
That's all right. Stay with it, Eddie.
Help me out.
He's hurt. Steal by.
You know a lot about these things. Tell me.
Milwaukee has gotten their best defensive effort here at the top of the period. Johnson gets fouled in the breaking situation, so they're making a little bit of a run here. Realistically, if they were to even get in this ball game, they're up 21. They're 19 points now. Pat Riley would make the substitution, get his regulars back in. We'll see how Riley watches the clock as Milwaukee makes a run against the second unit of the Lakers.
28 points was the biggest Los Angeles lead. Although, if you go back in history, at least recent history, LA's had it pretty good against Central Division teams, of which Milwaukee is one. They were 12-0 against the Central Division last year. So they've had a pretty good stretch against that particular group of teams. Milwaukee, Detroit, Atlanta, Indiana, Cleveland. All 97-80. Los Angeles with 9:04 to play in the game. McAdoo on top. Cooper with a Nader screen. Took two people out of it. Good screen by Swen Nader that time. He's picked up their offense pretty well. Pressing. Marcus on the fake. There's the back cut. Got by Garrett. Hooks that little turnaround left-hand hook. Knocked away. Ball loose. Catching's on the floor. Here comes Byron Scott. Crowd likes to see him do something. Oh, what a change-out. Nice move. There he showed you what he can do.
Now Byron Scott finally gets on the board after a tough try. That time running by Greavy again.
And Greavy's got a hot hand. He's got 11 points in the ball game. And a timeout is being called. No real foul problem so far in the game. Timeout. This one is charged to Los Angeles. We have a 101-82 Laker lead. We have 8:23 to play. We'll be back for the rest of this one when we come back. We got this guy shaking like a bowl full of jelly coming down out of the stands again. He was the one that put on that little dance in the first half. 101-82, and he's entertaining the crowd here right now, picking up where the Lakers have just kind of momentarily let off. There he is. Huh? Yeah. You shake my nerves and you rattle my brains.
Well, they had great balls of fire in the first half, and the Saints are going to go marching in right here. It's 8:23 to go in the ball game, 101-82. Milwaukee has made a run. Kevin Greavy has gotten 5 points here in the period. Their unit's starting to come alive, but again, we have to note that this is a different unit in the basketball game, and perhaps a different attack for them. I was talking to Jerry Weston, and he said what he'd like to see for the Lakers when the first unit is so dominating that the second unit perhaps play a totally different type of game so that there would not be so much sameness in their team, and perhaps when they're going bad, that first unit, they would get a totally different look from their second.
Pat Riley plans on playing 10 men on a regular basis most of the year. Garrett is in there with Byron Scott. Down to Swen Nader. He'll see a lot of time. They double down on the ball. Three-pointer. Three-pointer for Byron Scott. He just hit the home run. He's got 5 in the game.
Couldn't make a shot until he made that tough layup. Now he backs out for three-point range, and they're up by 22 again. Greavy comes back.
And he shoots an air special down into the hands of Harvey Catchings, and he's fouled. I think a point we might mention here, if somebody can step out and give Los Angeles some three-point arsenal, they don't have much, and they didn't. Last year they had 1 point, missed 42 three-pointers in a row, and they were the poorest three-point shooting team ever. Since the rule was put into place here in the NBA in 1979, they only shot 10% from three-point range last year. So if Byron Scott can do it, he'll add a dimension immediately while the rest of his game develops.
Well, he can do it. Jerry West likes his ability. He has tremendous wrist. Just flicks that ball up. You saw the ease in which he put that last three-pointer up. So you know that he at least has that kind of strength from that far out on the floor. Catching gets both of them 20-point lead for the Lakers.
Johnny Archibald will get a call from Don Nelson. They've got Brewer on Scott. You've got Pressey on Cooper. You've got Brewer on Nader. Paul Mokeski playing now against Larry Spriggs. Big, strong guy.
Spriggs in for McAdoo.
Spriggs may be the strongest fellow on the team, according to Tom Ryan. Strength-wise. He does some good things, too. Getting an opportunity to see what he can do. Archibald for Catchings. Look at the size of that front line now as it dissipates just a little bit. They get Heavy Harv out. And they get Mokeski and Brewer up front with Greavy, Archibald, and Paul Pressey. 104-84. 20-point lead. Los Angeles. They've led by as many as 28. Really not been that much of a game in terms of providing any opposition for the Lakers tonight. Pressey. Well, Garrett was playing on his left side that time, Steve, and he shot it off the right shoulder.
Well, he gave him that shot. Looked like he was going to try to go for penetration. Took the one quick dribble and pulled up. And I think Pressey has to do that a little bit more. Even though he doesn't have the reputation of being a strong shooter, look at it, make the defense respect him, then he can penetrate and make the inside plays.
And a foul stops the action inside. There's Pat Riley, who's gained a lot of respect in a short amount of time by his peers, the other coaches in the NBA. Does a nice job, and he does it in a class manner. Nice human being. Byron Scott, Nader, peels off and swings down along the left-hand side. Then they go the other way, and Spriggs trying to go up. Mokeski with a foul. So Pressey caught the last foul. Mokeski gets this one, and Milwaukee is a team now with 2 team fouls. Lakers with 3.
You know, in these games, Eddie, I always give you a chance to ask for a jersey. The Lakers are up by plenty. You get in this ball game, make yourself a quick living.
Yeah. I'm ready. How do you think I do?
Well, with this unit, I think you might be a star. You know, you'd sneak down underneath, get a lot of those easy hoops. Spriggs in the ball game, and he gets his first 2, both of them from the free throw line.
Larry Spriggs from Howard University, a 4th-round draft choice. 6'7", about 220. Down to big Randy Brewer. They double down on him. Out to Archibald. Lakers have worked very hard early in the season on trying to pack it inside. Milwaukee trying to get the Lakers to get into a half-court game didn't work. Lakers took over on the boards and a reject. That's Briggs' attempt.
Spriggs made a good penetration, but Randy Brewer made a better block coming back late and got in there and knocked the ball away. Lakers have 18 seconds on the shot clock.
Lakers have control the boards. They lead 36-26 in that area for the game. Nader, good hook. He almost had to mail that one. Nader with 12 points. And they're going to like him here in Los Angeles. He's a fine human being. Get out in the community and do some good things. Block shot that time, and it goes against Cooper. Foul. One of the better defensive players in the league. Well, right now, I'm sure the fans here in Los Angeles, and probably a lot of you folks viewing around the country, would like to see a little Showtime.
They haven't seen it yet.
Well, maybe, you know, I'm talking about the Showtime where you start doing everything but twirling the ball on the finger. That's where you come in.
They've seen just about all of it. I don't think that the Lakers could be more awesome in the first 3 periods of play than they displayed tonight. And if we saw that every night from the Lakers, I think that we'd have to perhaps ask for some more competition from the rest of the NBA. Greavy gets both of them. Again, a 20-point lead, 108-88.
5:55. Well, that Portland team's playing well, too, aren't they, Steve?
They're playing some good aggressive basketball. They've been strong through all of the periods. Calvin Garrett with 2 more.
Got Ramsey. Put together a nice unit up there. Dallas, an up-and-coming team. Strength out of the East, Philadelphia. Knicks, of course, are always battling. Greavy, good shot with the left hand, and it wouldn't roll. So Kevin Greavy will go around. Here's a fella that really has not fit quite yet. They're still trying to find his way in Don Nelson's system. It's not an easy one. They run a lot of motion, although they're not running quite as much motion tonight is you'll see them when they run at home. No, seriously. I mean, I talked to them about that. They can't do it quite as much on the road, number one. Number two, with the way they're mixing their units here tonight, it's a little difficult for them to do the things that they want to do. Later on, when they get their offense just about now catching up to their defense in terms of refining it, even though you're not seeing it here tonight. For the first couple of weeks, their defense was far and away ahead of their offense. There's your back pick by Garrett. Now Molkeski has to play him on a switch.
Good tip by Brewer. Brewer out running the wing. We'll see what Greavy does. He carries it all the way in. So Kevin Greavy looking to do some scoring. He's got 9 points here in the period. Total of 15 for the ball game. Solo job by Kevin Greavy in a 3-on-2 situation.
110-90 is the score here. We have 5:15, and there is Mitch Kupchak on the left and Kurt Rambis on the right. Now, how strong will they be when those two come back? And rumor has it that they will be able to come back very shortly. Kupchak is rehabilitated himself. He's running well. He's playing strong, and he wants to prove that he is going to pay off Bus signing him as a free agent for a lot of money. Cooper trying to lay it up. Buck's taken away.
Greavy with a nice defensive play inside, and that's what got him the basketball. 5:01 to go. He tried to find Molkeski, and they throw it away. So passing perhaps not the strong point for Greavy, and he'll have to look to shoot again.
Milwaukee with 19 turnovers. The Lakers with 16 now. It's gotten a little sloppy. The Lakers have had this one in control for a long time. Three-pointer.
Scott.
No, two-pointer. They only gave him two on it. Byron Scott, Bob Lanier, Junior Bridges, Alton Lister, Sidney Moncrief, Marcus Johnson. They're all on the Milwaukee bench. They'll sit this one out the rest of the way. Just not one of those nights for Milwaukee.
That's Calvin Garrett right there. The ability to shoot from the perimeter. He has not looked at the ball, at the hoop enough since he's been in the NBA. And that's his strong point. And if he's going to stay in the league, that's what he's going to have to do.
Pretty smooth player. He does not make a lot of mistakes. And as far as Briggs is concerned, Riley says he's got a good chance to be a player in this league.
He's had a tough night handling the basketball. The pressing comes from the outside. Again, Garrett with the rebound, and the Lakers continue to run.
Brewer got caught standing around watching that time. 114-92. We're down to 4:02 to play in the ball game. Lakers with 3 timeouts left. Milwaukee with 2. We've yet to have a situation where we've had the penalty situation really come into effect.
Well, it won't have any influence on this ball game tonight. Again, the Lakers had so many high percentage tries in the early part of the ball game. The green-shirted Bucks weren't anywhere around as Garrett chews. That jumper bounces it in. But again, they've had that kind of ball movement, personnel movement, easy opportunities for the players to shoot, get it down.
One of the comments I asked Don Nelson was, has anybody really taken you apart? Just kind of gathered you up and dragged you into the shed this year. He said, no, not really. Boston beat them by 12, 14 points, something like that. But this is probably the first real whooping they've had. 116-94. And that's primarily because Milwaukee always keeps the game close because of the kind of ball they play. They really dictate the flow of the game with their defense. That three-point attempt by Cooper won't go. Nader battles. Nader getting a lot of playing time.
Well, that's what he wants. He hasn't played for a year and a half. He'd like to show that he's able to stick in the league as well, even if they're talking about being a backup. And Kareem certainly would be happy about taking the rest. Scott again.
Interrupted. Randy Brewer gets it. Comes down on his side. Now with 3 minutes to play. Here come the Lakers again. They'll stop and go. And Randy Brewer. And taken away. Got to be aware of where you are. And that time Randy was just not quite alert enough, and now the Lakers with another opportunity. But it's been that way all night long, not just Brewer. Look at the hook by Nader over Brewer. And Brewer outletting, going over to Kevin Greavy. Pressing behind him. The Lakers again. Boy, they've been all over the basketball. 3-on-1 and 2 more. And that's Larry Spriggs.
Well, that's real nice of him to wait till Larry Spriggs got himself in position, picked up his 4th point of the ball game. That's the kind of team play that they've had. They've hustled at both ends. The play has gotten a little ragged, but the Lakers continue to hustle at the defensive end, come up with the easy offensive opportunities.
We had a good crowd here at the start. The crowd has filed out slowly from about midway through the 3rd period. It has not been one of the better artistic efforts by Milwaukee. And the Lakers, on the other hand, have been superlative. They've really been an outstanding team here tonight. And they've managed to get everyone in the act. 118-94 with under 2 to play. Cooper around a Nader screen. Little pick and roll. How sweet it is when they can execute like that. Nader's really played very well.
14 points for Nader off the bench. Kareem has been sitting for a long time. He's had 13. That's 26 points in an easy ball game from the middle.
Wait a minute. 14 and 13 is how many?
26.
14 and 13 is 26?
Is that what I said?
You're talking to me like OJ now. 14 and 13.
You want me to go to SC? That's 27, Eddie.
Okay. 120-94 is the score. Archibald to Randy Brewer. Pulls up shy. Nader. And out of bounds. So we're down to the final 106, and we're going to have a timeout. And with that timeout, we'll remind you that we'll have more NBA basketball Thursday night, Philadelphia and Atlanta. Right now, let's let our local stations identify themselves. The score is 120-94. We have 106 to play, and the Lakers have dominated this one right from the get-go tonight. They scored the first basket, have never trailed in the ballgame. There's Don Nelson, at this point, a little bit beleaguered coach, but he's a good one. He'll be back. They've got San Diego on Thursday night, and you can bet that he'll have his team ready for that. Boston, incidentally, won their 9th game in a row. They beat Denver tonight, 140-124. And the Celtics are red hot under Casey Jones, playing nice and loose and free. And Randy Brewer, this is off a double screen. Down to a minute. Lakers are trying to pump it up here. Michael Cooper, he's got 12. They'd like to fatten up his offense a little bit.
Everybody gets a chance to get their average fat in these kind of ball games, but every team once or twice a year runs into this kind of a situation, and if you're a good ball club, you don't let it bother you, and I'm sure that Milwaukee will say it's just one of those nights. Byron Scott fouling Randy Brewer down in deep. 15 fouls, so penalty finally in effect with 40 seconds to play.
There's Scott, the rookie, the hardship draft choice, and the man that was involved in the trade with Norman Nixon. The Los Angeles Lakers with a couple of pretty strong units out here tonight. And they've played well, they've shot well, and quite frankly, they've created good basket opportunities off their fast break and their rebounding ability, having out-rebounded Milwaukee unofficially 41-29. And as I mentioned at the outset of the telecast, Milwaukee's, well, everybody's got weaknesses, but one of the more glaring weaknesses Milwaukee has is their inability to board. And they've got to control the tempo of the game, because if they try and get into a running game with a team like Los Angeles, who is rebounding about 49 boards a game, they can light you up, and they've done it here tonight. Well, Calvin Garrett gets the foul. We're down to the final 21. The Lakers have got this one under glass. It's in the Amana, Steve.
You froze it.
It's frozen. I would like to freeze this one and bring it back the next time around.
Well, I know that this is the only appearance for the Milwaukee Bucks, and they'll hope that when they come back again, it'll be in the playoffs, and certainly they can avenge themselves. Milwaukee will entertain Los Angeles later on in the season. I'm sure we'll see a different Buck team.
124-97. Lakers beat Milwaukee twice last year. The last time they played here in Los Angeles, they only beat them by 2 points. Tonight, a different story. Out rebounding them, out shooting them, out playing them all the way. We're down to the final 5, and the Lakers, with Larry Spriggs taking it inside on Kokeski and Brewer. And Milwaukee may have some reevaluating to do about the inside game. They've not been able to handle the Lakers here tonight. So Los Angeles, a very impressive Los Angeles Laker basketball team here tonight, beating Milwaukee, a team that has spent a lot of time on the road so far this year, and they looked a little weary here tonight. Final score, the Los Angeles Lakers 126, the Milwaukee Bucks 97. We will return. We'll have a post-game guest, star of the game. We'll have all that when we come back. The USA Network presents the Star of the Game show, featuring tonight's top performer. Guests appearing on the Star of the Game show receive a gift from Nunn Bush Shoes. Well-dressed man starts at the bottom. Nunn Bush shoes. For business or leisure, Nunn Bush has it all.
Magic Johnson, we were talking earlier this afternoon, and you said we're just starting to get it together. An awesome display of offense and defense tonight. What would you say was really the difference for you in past ball games as opposed to tonight?
Well, tonight we played not only good defense like we have been doing in the past games, but our offense was clicking, our running game, and that's making a difference. In the past, we always played good defense in the past 8 or 9 games, but we were still getting to know each other on offense, and that had been bogging down for us, but tonight it came together also. So both of them worked hand in hand. That's why we put on an awesome display on offense.
Yeah, I know that's easy to say. You know, we talked about your break many times, and you're really noted for that. But one thing I saw in that second period, which you're doing a little bit more, it seemed like you were opening up and letting players get inside. Now, is that by design, trying to pull the center out and then try to find some cutters back door, or let the player go one-on-one and get inside for an easy hoop?
Definitely, that is our style now. We're going inside. We're not a perimeter team anymore. And you know, that's I tell you, that's really helped this team, right? We're going inside to our big men, and also we're bringing the big men out and letting the guards go down low and cutting off of them and so on, backdooring. And Kareem, with Kareem being an excellent passer that he is, and McAdoo and the big guys that we have can pass, that makes it easy for us to cut, and we want to cut because we know we're getting the ball.
Well, again, you talk about ball movement, personnel movement. You had 17 assists tonight, and I was talking to Jerry West earlier before the ball game. He said one thing that's making Magic a better ball player, he's shooting the ball more, but you didn't have to shoot it too much tonight. In any given ball game, do you look to see what is necessary for your team in order to make it a winner?
That's what I do. I come out and I try to get a feel of everybody else, what they're doing, are they into it, what kind of defense they're trying to play on me and everybody else, and I try to get them involved first. And if they're hot or into it, then there's no need for me to be shooting. Give it to them, let them score. Mike McGee, Silk, Kareem, and all our scores. And I just try to just wait and see what happens. If they're off, then I try to get myself involved, because if they're going to be missing, then I know I'm going to have to score more to keep us maybe in the game or keep us going.
All right, now Byron Scott, you gave him a few settling words in his second appearance. In the first half, he didn't make a shot. He was struggling. What did you say to him?
Well, I told him to keep shooting. He had good shots, but none of them fell. But I didn't want him to think, well, hey, I'm missing or it's over. It's not. He's a good shooter, so good shooters should always shoot themselves out of the slump that they were in, and that's what he did. He hit a couple J's. He made a nice move to the basket, which was the key to him now making the baskets. And he's coming. You know, he's just down on himself. He's from L.A., and everybody expecting so many big things, but they have to wait, and he has to be patient himself.
All right, Eddie Doucette, you heard him. Good shooter should shoot. Good talker should talk. Let's go back to you. Thank you, Magic Johnson.
Thank you.
All right, Steve Jones, thank you. Magic Johnson, who's quite a softball devotee and took his team that he has and runs to the state championship. #2 in the state of Michigan this summer. Had himself a pretty good night tonight. 17 assists, and he leads the Lakers again. 126-97 Los Angeles final. We'll have our final words